What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new ESO event. It is not the Legacy of the Bretons. It's not that bad, but we're going to talk about that bad boy tomorrow. Because today, they've announced their first weekend Battleground right around the corner, apparently, beginning this Thursday at 10 a.m., where all Battlegrounds will have a Capture the Relic and 25% AP buff, meaning that 25% additional AP after the completion of each battleground, and every single battleground will be Capture the Relic. I have so much to jump into with this. I promise I'll keep it very short because I'm recording this in between work activities, so we won't get too crazy, I promise. But it's just a quick reminder that if you'd like to be entered into the giveaway, I give out ESO Plus to two of you guys every single month. One I pull from all my total subscribers, and the second one I pull from every comment left in the previous month. So for the month of September, if you'd like to be entered, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video, as many videos as you want, leave as many comments as you want, and I appreciate all of you. And you could like the video too. That'd be really neat if you did, because let's spread the word to do some Battlegrounds this weekend. But on its face of it, you might be thinking to yourself, Jake, Capture the Relic is just, it's 25% AP. These numbers, they don't mean a whole lot to me. But this also is in tandem with something that I have been kind of hitting you guys over the head with if you watch my previous videos, and that is the rewards of the worthy are stacked right now with all sorts of goodies. They're stacked because they've got the 3 new sets that have been selling like hotcakes. So there's 2 great reasons to do this. 1 is to get those sets, and 2 is going to be to get that AP buff. It's also a decent way to farm transmutes. However, you guys have probably been farming your transmutes while you've been doing these events by doing your random daily dungeons. So your transmutes will probably be a little bit secondary, as actually I know a lot of you have been capped out on transmutes. But it's also a great way to get transmutes as well. So I wanted to make this not just to talk about this event, to showcase it, because I'm like, yay, Capture the Relic, everyone, get on out there and get you some goodies. I wanted to highlight this primarily because there's some tips and tricks that I have for you guys, and the Capture the Relic is going to be really good for both sets of people. What are the 2 sets of people? Those of you who have characters who are below 50, and those of you who are over 160. The reason that I'm highlighting that is because there's actually a lot of different ways that you guys can efficiently farm Battlegrounds. It is one of the primarily the ways that I actually level up my characters, and the funnest set that I use when I'm like leveling up a character and I just want to slap on something is I use Coward's Gear. Now you might think to yourself, Jake, Coward's Gear makes me seem like a coward. However, when you're specifically playing Capture the Relic and you have a 30% speed buff, you're going to be pretty hard to take down. So what I used to do when I was leveling up my characters before I made a pre-crafted set, I would just slap on all the Coward's Gear pieces I would get, throw it on a Nightblade, and I could just cross the whole map. Because at the end of the day also, max health, stam recovery, and stam recovery is also not bad at all. Especially coupled with movement speed and major protection. That's definitely something that you can work with and build around. Now, obviously, if you're in higher level Battlegrounds, Coward's Gear isn't as effective. However, being able to pick up a relic and get bip on out of there is a pretty powerful skill. The other option, too, that you could, if you wanted to couple these together, I almost made a video on this setup just because I think it's hilarious to look at. And that is the Jailbreaker set. And I think that this set is just hilarious and how fast it makes you run. Because now you would have Minor Expedition and Major Expedition while sprinting, which is pretty nutty. Because then you could also throw on Swift Gear. I have a friend who has both of those things with Swift Gear, with all the champion points that make you run faster. Now, obviously, the champion points don't work in Battlegrounds because champion points are disabled, but you zoom across the whole map. It will wearing that setup will make you never want to go on another character ever again. And I have suggested this gear setup, I believe, once before when I was talking about like a farming build where you go and you're like, hey, I just want something that goes around and picks up rocks and, wood and bullshit. So it's a great setup for that. But overall, I think PvP building is very easy for Capture the Relic. You generally want to do like either a speed build, kind of like this, I also generally recommend you can take in tanks if you want to capture the relic or defend the relic and basically never be able to be killed, because for those of you who don't know, you basically have to bash the person on the relic to get them to not capture it. So if you are like an unkillable tank, you just bash them and you just stand there. So I think capture the relic is super fun. Now, for those of you who are wondering how much AP you can expect to gain, that's going to really depend on how many games you can get in, because Capture the Relic is generally a game mode that does not run the full gauntlet of minutes. So if you were to say that each Capture the Relic game took about 8 minutes, and then you're going to have to factor in, your ability to, queue for a match, which I assume would be pretty quick, you're probably going to be able to get about 6 games done, which generally on average will range you from 8 to about 16,000 AP. So we'll just slice the difference, and then we're going to multiply that by an additional 25%, and we're going to get about 90,000 AP, which is pretty nutty, because you're not just getting that AP, which you can turn to gold. You guys know I'm very passionate about this, and I have whole videos on. You're also going to be getting those rewards of the worthy, and you're going to be getting those new sets. Also, the reason that I'm standing here so precariously is I want you guys to also talk to the Battle Master Riven and get yourself the dailies for the Battlegrounds, because those are going to be really easy to do, especially because it's really easy to win Capture the Relic games, especially if you're coordinated, because 90% of the time the other team is not. So get out there, get yourself some games in, look for some Mara's Bloom sets, sell those bad boys, Nocturnas and Langnors, that'll also sell pretty decently too. Sell those bad boys, store the AP, convert your AP to gold. There's tons of ways you can do that. Make some profit. Enjoy your weekend. And please don't comment too many negative things in the comments below, because I know this isn't as quick as I wanted, but I tried to swear a little bit so there wouldn't be an ad break in the middle for you guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Will you be participating this weekend? Let me know, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.